I'm from North Texas, and I teach special education, middle school.
My name's Chelsea Hughes Martinez. I teach 8th grade U.S. history and personalized learning program in Southeast Texas.
My name is Debbie, and I teach English, taught for 26 years in North Texas suburban community.
My name's Rebecca Flowers. I'm a mom of 4. I teach middle school English in East Texas, and I'm going into my 24th year.
I'm Neela. I am in Southeast Texas. I teach ELA middle school. My husband and I spent the last 2 weeks of online learning and into the first week of June in the hospital with COVID.
My name is Rose. I teach pre-K in North Texas.
I'm Jeremy Bennett. I'm in Dallas and done 18 years at the same school.
I've been in education almost 20 years. I've been a school librarian for about 11 of those years, and I teach in Central Texas.
My name is Joseph Greer. I teach at a small private school in Houston.
I'm Gabby Diaz, in Houston area teacher.
I would love to, just ask them to have integrity when you make these decisions. Stop coming on television and pandering to your political base and do what's best for all students, all teachers, all your constituents. Because at this point, we are being led, reactively. And until our government and our Texas state legislator leads from that position, we are on a never-ending merry-go-round, just a circle, a cluster of confusion constantly. So for me personally, it would be imploring that, Dan Patrick and Governor Abbott, all of our state representatives, to do the right thing for kids and teachers. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else I can ask for at this point except to do the job that you were chosen for with integrity and the right thing.
I've heard a lot of parents, they're really antsy about the virtual learning, and they want to they criticize how teachers did it last year. But they have to realize that when this happened the first time, we had no idea it was coming, but we only had a week to prepare all this. And a lot of these teachers already had plans, and they were just trying to put their plans that they already had for face-to-face into virtual. So no, it did not run smoothly. It was not perfect. Nobody liked it. The teachers didn't even like it. I was on the phone with a lot of my son's teachers because I was overwhelmed with doing my stuff for my students and working with him. And these teachers were in tears because they don't even know how to do it. It was so... It was just so frustrating for everybody. Nobody knew how to do this, and nobody, it took time. And for a lot of people, it wasn't until the end that it got better. And even then, you've still got these teachers who they're not tech savvy. I mean, just because we're teachers does not mean we know a lot about technology. And so they're trying to learn all this stuff and everything. And it will get better if we have to do virtual learning. It will get better.
This is life or death. So all bets are off, and being politically correct is down the tubes at this point. And we just have to be a part of that decision. And they need to think twice before they ask us to go back to the classroom. Because I don't want to be dying alone in a hospital without my family. I don't owe that to anybody, and I'm not doing it. And that's what they're asking. And they're okay with that. That's the crazy thing. A few people can die, no problem.
You need to pay attention to your medical community in the state. You need to make sure that if you want us to go back in the classroom, because there's nothing we want more than to be in the classroom with our kids. God, I miss my middle school kids so bad. So to my families, I will tell you, you will all have my cell phone number. You will have access to me, and I will do everything in my power to take care of you and to make sure that your student has as much equity in learning as they possibly can until we get back in, because we are not in a normal situation. There is nothing normal about this. There are no rules that follow it. We have to go completely outside the box to think about what we need to do.
I'm just concerned because I'm on a campus that we fluctuate between about 275, 300 kids every year, and I see everybody. So just my chances of exposure are just astronomical when, and I have not seen any plans from my district on how are they going to handle the special areas? How are they going to handle music, PE, art, library, things like that, when we see everybody. So that's just, I just wanted to get my concerns out there and my voice, and it's just not safe. And I just can't see myself going back right now.
You look around the world, we're one of the only modern, advanced countries that really are dealing with this in the severity that we are. We could do all these things to protect ourselves the best we can, but until the communities that we serve take this virus and this disease as serious as they should, and as long as our leaders in our community, or people in our community look at the mortality rate only and say, hey, it's not that big of a deal. It's 99% of people survive it. That's going to be working against any of these protections that we put in place. And it's not just going to be us that are going to be impacted, but everybody else in the community is going to continue to be impacted with this.
I would appeal to Texans because every Texan has a teacher in their life. Like maybe it's your sister, maybe it's your niece, maybe it was the teacher that like inspired you to go study chemistry, but we have to go vote. We have to look at our local, state, federal representatives. We need to check out their social media. We need to read their statements. And then we need to go and enter as informed Texas voters to preserve not just education, but to preserve the lives of Texans.
Stop trying to put a finalization timeline on everything. Definitely, we do need to reopen at some point. We definitely do need to get back into the classroom because part of teaching is hugging our kids, supporting our families, hugging that mom who's bawling her head off because she doesn't know how to do the computer. There's a service act that goes with teaching, and that is something teachers are missing more than anything. But before we can do that, we need to make sure that we put certain safety precautions into place. And just like in the hospitals, just like an ambulance worker, just like a firefighter, any business has an OSHA standard. Where is the quote OSHA standard for teachers in public schools right now in reference to protecting us? And while we can't be immune from it all, to at least treat it as like an OSHA issue and give us the proper equipment and help the school districts with the new proper equipment that we're going to have. That's what they need to be focusing on instead of we will open as normal.